Hey everybody, this is Erica from the Classy Climb blog coming to you guys today talking about being proactive versus reactive. Credit, housing, and retirement. So this prompted me to do this video today because I had a friend conversation. He was dropping off a housing client to a neighborhood that was kind of unsavory. And he said, what is up with all these people sitting on the front porch, smoking cigarettes and just lounging, not doing anything, not proactive? So the key to what I wanted to tell him was, it's not that they're not busy. A lot of them probably are in their 60s or 70s and already retired from one government related job and living very cheaply on a pension. All right. Secondly, because melanin sometimes make you look younger than you are. So, secondly, hold on a second. Got neighbor's dogs barking. Shut it. Secondly, we have the opportunity for people to get out of those situations, to choose better housing, to choose better opportunity. But not everybody takes it that way. So what I told him is, if you look at some of the poor white and poor Latino communities in that Austin region where he was driving, they have been proactive. They've left. They went further out the Cal, Buda. They went to Georgetown. They went to several places where they could have opportunity to have a house, a trailer, some kind of housing that could afford them to live with their kids. And they could have the choice not to be pushed out. The key is these people are being reactive. All right. So first, credit. A lot of times I get on the phone with you guys. You've ignored it for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. So when we're going to look at it, it might take you 4 to 6 months to get that bad boy back on track. But there's banks we can work with, even with low credit scores, 550, 600, 590, and still get you unsecured credit cards. That's not a problem. The key is we have to look it in the face, address it, and attack it. Because guess what happens? Lack of credit, lack of opportunity. I remember working on one side of town where all the wealthy people lived, and every day there was barely any cashiers at any register. It was all credit cards, all credit cards. And I would look and go, man, every single one of these people are using credit cards. The key is they weren't using their own capital. Yeah, maybe some paid it off at the end of the 30 days and maybe some didn't. They were using other people's money, and that's how I look at credit cards. Now, if you keep your credit nice and shiny, a lot of you can get that $24,000 credit line, that $20,000 credit line, that $15,000 credit line. But if you don't, it makes it really difficult. So the key is keeping that credit nice and shiny, because 620 is barely the margin to get you in a house. 550, 580, there's some creditors that will actually work with you. You won't have beautiful interest rates, but you'll be able to get into a property. The key is getting multiple properties, having access to that level. Here's a number for you. If you pay $1,000 a month in rent, and about 24 years, you've made your landlord a millionaire. Say that again. Paid $1,000 in rent every month on time. Stay in that place about 24 years. Made your landlord a millionaire. Now, why does that happen to people? Why? Because they never think, well, housing isn't for everyone, Erica. Everyone can't buy a house. I don't want to buy a house. I don't care. Well, then what happens? They're stuck in this position where they can't buy a house. They've never paid attention to it. They've never gave it any attention. Okay. Hold on. I see some of you guys are commenting, but I'm going to have to hold on a second. All right. So the key is housing, choosing where you want to live or being forced somewhere. That's the worst possible option, is being forced. And a lot of these people in East Austin or East Nashville, especially East Nashville, if you know anybody in that area, East Tampa, East wherever. East is always the side that people live on. And so when they live on the East, all of a sudden it becomes popular for hipsters. It becomes popular for people who are looking for cheaper housing. You know, those old style houses that are still on the east side of many cities becomes popular again. That ranch style house, that old brick, that old, wood. People want that. So I continue. I know a group of people who, 5 kids, 5 adults. I keep saying this on several videos. 5 adult kids. Mom's in her 80s. The house mom has been paid off for years. Daddy paid it off way before he died. They have $100,000 in back taxes due. The house is worth $400,000. But guess what? You can't refinance. You can't sell. If all you guys have shitty credit in a group, nobody can do anything. The house is just going to be lost, and that wealth that could be passed down to all those grandchildren, all that wealth, that family could turn around and give each sibling $75,000 or $100,000, depending on how long they want to hold this house. If they want to hold this house and rent it out, they could be doing all kinds of things. That's the difference. That's what I mean when you're letting wealth go out the door. Another thing on housing, instead of saying, there's a lot of people who, my friend and him are real estate agents, and I'm not working in real estate right now. I'm focusing on this channel. I'm focusing on my painting business. But a lot of people will contact him. I want a $75,000 house. Well, the houses over here used to be $75,000. Yeah, 10, 20 years ago. Austin's booming so fast that 5 years ago I got into an apartment when I first got here, and it was $685. The average apartment in Austin right now is $1,000. So the people that could live in this area can no longer live in a lot of areas in Austin. A lot of African Americans are going all the way to Killeen, an hour away, to live because they can no longer afford to live here. But that's being reactive, not proactive. That's letting life force you. Here's another example of being reactive instead of proactive. I mean, a lot of people who sometimes work in food service, work in lower income jobs, and it was convenient until they had the 1 kid, the 2 kids, the 3 kids. And now they're looking and they're saying, I just can't afford trips. I can't afford vacations. I can't afford a car. Well, years ago, when it started to be uncomfortable, was the time for them to trade jobs, trade certificates, go get a skill in their afternoons, sometime when their kids were little, because a lot of people like to help you when your kids are little, not when they're 8 to 15 years old. They should have took the next level. And whether it's investing or whatever it was, they were needing to take the next level then. So the key, of course, is retirement. Now, many of you go, Erica, I can't wait to be 70 or 80 or 90. And I'm like, you don't have to be that old. I just did a video with Andre Hatchett, just did a video with several other people about retirement is a number, not an age. It's a number. The number is whatever it takes to keep you running. If it doesn't cost you $3,000 a month in bills, you just need $4,000 a month coming in and out to give you some buffer and some savings. Now, what happens? What can that be in the form of? That can be in the form of a duplex, of triplex, of fourplex. You live in one unit, the rest are rented out. That can be in the form of Uber fleet. Some people are doing Uber, but guess what? You can get a fleet of cars, 2, 3, 4 cars, and have people driving for you and get paid off that. Uber actually allows that. It's called Uber Fleet. Look it up. You can have a delivery service. You could do so many things. You could have mobile detailing and have 2 young guys go around cleaning cars and vacuuming them and cleaning them up and getting paid off that. There is a thing that's so important, people. So important. You have to decide, what is the path? What does the next 5 to 10 years look like? If I get on the phone with you and you have no clue, then what you're doing right now, you will be doing in 5 years. If there's no timeline on what you're going to want to do, then that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to call you. You're going to call me in 5 years. And I'm going to be like, hey, what's up? Same thing, huh? And that's okay, because we all are on this path at different points, different timelines, different seasons. But don't be 57, sitting on the porch, looking around and realizing your neighborhood is no longer affordable to you. The life you wanted to live is no longer affordable to you. And you now have 6 months of having to clean up your credit to kind of get back into the motion. Again, I'm getting ready. The website should be back up again tomorrow or Saturday morning. But the first article is going to be about an object that stays in motion wins. An object that stays still doesn't. You know people right now in your life that have been moving, shaking, going on vacations, getting new jobs, doing things. What is the common denominator? They were actively searching. I have friends who've jumped jobs years, and every time getting an initial 10,000, an additional 15,000. I had a friend, she was getting paid under 20 grand at her job. And her boss said, well, look, we're sorry, you want to fight and raise your salary, because she's a woman. And she just went out into the marketplace and put out jobs all year long and finally got one. And she got her $20,000. Okay. So the key is, are you hacking jobs? Are you hacking housing? What are you hacking? For you guys who are interested, it's coming up soon. The book Thrive Under the Trump Years will be out pretty soon here. It's just a book of the top 30 to 40 questions I'm getting from folks, and how to hack it, how to hack that, how to get the credit, how to get the investments, how to do the tax liens. Again, I tell you guys about Robbie Smith in Florida, in the Tampa area, 10 years ago, unemployed, homeless, got on his friend's couch, started working for an older guy, working 3 jobs. The older guy said, oh, you know what I do? Tax liens. That's what you should do with all your extra money right now, Robbie. We got you working all these jobs. Every extra dime you should go to buy tax liens. 10 years later, this guy buys 1,000 tax liens in 6 counties in Florida. He automatically sells 200 right out the gate. Now, how is that possible? Because tax liens in certain states are $400 to $1,000, $400 to $5,000. It just depends on your area. Some of you get so niched down that I live in New York, or I live in Ohio, or I live in PA, or I live right here. I want it right in my backyard, right where I can touch it. It's not always possible. So, everybody, I'm going to try to jump over and read some of these questions. If the camera acts funny, let me know, because it's been cutting up this week. Just went to Austin, beautiful suburbs. Yes, it does have beautiful suburbs. It has a lot of areas that are, example, Georgetown, Texas. Before it was no man's land. Cedar Park was no man's land. No man's land. And because of the just crazy growth, Georgetown went from 7,000 people to 50,000 people. So, but you can still get USDA loans, zero money down out there, and farmland. So, Alvin said, lack of financial education and initiative hurt people. So, hurt people. Money mentality becomes cultural issue. Yeah. And I had to explain to my friend, I'm like, what you're saying is not racist. It's not just all old black people sitting on the front porch. I can go over here to Taylor or Bastrop, and it's a bunch of old white people sitting on the front porch. Same scenario, same issue, same level. I told him it's almost like community watch at that age. Urban Thomas, I need a consultation ASAP. Urban, you know what to do. Hit the button. I just got a new job at the hospital, and I'm doing Uber. Look at you, moving up. That's job hacking, Urban. Shanita, hi, I finally caught you doing a live video. Yeah, you guys, I apologize. I usually do a lot of videos, but I've literally been so slammed with phone calls and helping you guys move forward. This is such a busy time. This is a great time to get in there and get you a tax lien, get you a property, get your documents together and show I qualify. I'm ready for that mindset. All right, Alvin, your inner hustler and accountant has to be cultivated in order to position yourself to take advantage of taxes and inflation. Most people don't see how taxation and inflation are things that can help. Urban, so here's where I challenge you. I've read several books, and what happens is it's not positioning. It's when it goes like this. When all of a sudden you lose the job, all of a sudden when you lose the house, all of a sudden when you have a financial emergency, or Papa or Mama get sick, it activates like that overnight. It's so very interesting. I've been studying and reading several books, and a lot of people I've talked to on the calls. You know what? I lost a house, and now I'm serious. I lost a car in foreclosure. Now I want to get my credit better, because when I ran out to try to get another car, nobody would give me a car. It's the emergency syndrome. It's like the emergency has to happen. And that's what I mean when I say proactive versus reactive. A lot of these people are reacting. But a lot of people are sitting here listening to books, listening to tapes, and not really taking action. And then an emergency happens. So, Ian Roberts, we are a deed state. I think that says WI. I don't think they do auctions. No, it's not necessarily auctions. What it is depending on the state, it's county. The county actually holds them. It's not always tax auctions. The county holds them. Also, there's a website you guys can look up, is Williams and Williams. Again, you don't have to invest in your own backyard. No need for it. Honestly, right now, even if you're in Wisconsin, you can go on realtor.com. There's two guys, if I can remember their name. They're on Bigger Pockets all the time. Basically, he works right outside the edges of Madison, Wisconsin, and it's a little poor, little poor white people area. But he literally picks up properties $30,000 to $70,000 all the time, rentals, nonstop. He's been doing it for 10 years. Started with 10 grand down payment, and it's been rolling. Him and his wife I think they have 52 units now in 3 years. It's a video on Bigger Pockets. You can definitely check it out for that Wisconsin area. The key is you may not get tax liens. What's your motive? You may have to have a little bit more capital and buy a rental. Make sure you have a company who can manage it for you. A lot of times I talk to you guys, in your 401ks or your retirement packages, or your life insurance, you can take money out and put it on yourself. I'm not saying to do that. I'm only saying do it when it's really, really beneficial. Tracy D. Ward, I don't have established business credit yet. Is it possible to use a rental car under my business name for Uber? So depending on the Uber requirements, Definitely go on fleet. I know New York Uber fleet is got all kinds of rules, but other states, different. Just actually go on Uber website and get in the contact information part. Because necessarily don't have to have established. I forgot there's several rules, but the key is having cars. Like the Moroccans here in Austin have a lot of town cars, and they're not new. They're not brand new town cars. They're fairly mid-age town cars, just enough to pass the roads. And they have that. There's another app, Torino. Now, not everybody suffers from this, but if you have extra cars and you want to rent them out, turo.com, that's a great option for some of y'all. Vietnamese college student here who's here on a visa for college, took his $10,000 student refund, bought 3 Honda Fits from the car auction, cleaned them up a little bit. I rode one of them. They're boy level clean. And he rents them out daily for $30 a piece. And I remember him calling me, telling me, Eric, I made $3,000. I've made $3,000. I'm like, that's so great. So it's all about thinking. It's using this. Lead the Field, Earl Nightingale. If any of y'all finally get that book, I promise you, this is a gold mine up here. Just think on it. Pull out a sheet of paper, write down 20 ideals. If your ideals don't feel they're great, grab another sheet of paper. Try a couple days later. DM Brown, recommend books about tax liens. Again, 16% solution. You can go on Amazon Kindle. There's a few. 16% solution is probably your best, I guess. I might have to cut this short. I think my camera might die on you guys here. Sorry. Wow, how much do you need, Ian Robbins? It just depends, Rob. The state, 400 to 1,000, sometimes more. Retirement accounts can be quite restrictive, but people hold on to them because they're considered safe. True. Shanita, I'm currently reading the book Tax Liens. It's good so far. Complete Guide to Real Estate Tax Liens Foreclosures. Learn 7 days without losing series. Gotcha. Hey, you guys, this computer's totally going to die. I've been at the pool too long. If you guys want to contact me, you know the link. The website, the Classic Line blog, will be back up in a couple days or Saturday morning, the latest. Totally apologize for that. Here I'm writing this link. Sorry about that. I know the computer's going to die. Peace, Alvin. Peace, you guys. You guys have been wonderful. Listen, it's up here. It's spring. Take this time. Figure out what in the next 90 days you can do. Because I tell you, most of my clients, in 90 days, we have the rental property. In 90 days, we have the funding. In 90 days, we have the action because we're focused. You got to get focused. You got to get proactive instead of reactive. Now, a lot of times when I'm talking to you guys, it's putting the layers on it, right? Because if I give you $70,000 tomorrow, some of you might go out and go on vacation. I actually had a client do that. Him and his wife, go on vacation, come back and be like, yeah, now I'm serious. It takes focus, takes being proactive, and it takes being serious. So I want you guys to respect yourselves, learn today, enjoy the beautiful sunshine. Guys, it's Erica, Classic Climb blog. I think my computer's going to die off where I can push this button, but you guys have a great day.